this is how those ideas go to die, because we want to take our provocative ideas and ramble through them, as opposed to doing this exact thing that I'm going to put you on game for doing in this video, because it is the difference between rambling through an idea and actually using a rant as something that is provocative and gets people to do something. There's two things that comedians do to turn a rant into something that people actually act on. Both of those two things, they're completely free and they're completely stealable. In this video, we're going to get into exactly how to use them. So what's your take? And within the first couple seconds, your job as the guest is to tell the people what is it that you believe, what is it that's your point of view, and also what's spicy about your point of view. In one sentence, you have to say the thing, and you have to say it before you say anything else. What comes after that is typically a rant. One of my favorite, absolute favorite ones, I wish I knew this person's name because they don't give names, is this older woman. She goes on and they ask her, so what's your take? Her take is every single photo that is on a dating app needs to be 30 days old or expire. And then afterwards, homegirl goes on the best rant that just gave me so much life, talking about her dating life, all of the apps that she's been on, and then she talks about her criterion. I mean, this woman has to be in her like mid to late 70s. Her dating life, the profile of the kind of man that she's looking for, and her type, by the way, is checking accounts, okay? What's in his checking account? That's my type. Her type is like Denzel Washington because of all the zeros she assumes behind Denzel Washington's name. I love this rant so much because she also then starts going on this other like tangent that's about like, oh, my husband, he never listened. This fool left me because he just decided to up and die not that long ago because he wasn't listening to what the doctors were saying. It is so hilarious. It all lands. And also it all escalates. Like the more she goes on these outrageous, like she's looking for a sugar daddy. I forgot, how could I forget? Like that was the thing that really got me. She's like, I'm just looking to have fun, man. I just need a sugar daddy. And everything works because of that first sentence that she said, where she tells you exactly what her hot take is. It all makes sense because in your mind as you're listening, it's all filtering back to this first thing that she told you, that is those photos and the 30-day expiration. So it makes sense to you. You're like, yeah, of course she's looking for a sugar daddy and she needs to know what this sugar daddy looks like because that's her hot take. Like she's a woman on a mission who needs these pictures to actually help her find her sugar daddy. Of course, she's going to also bring in the grief that she's feeling for having lost her husband. And then she starts hitting on Kareem and she says, oh my God, we're cooking. No, Kareem says, oh no, we're cooking in here. It's getting hot. And she also does this other brilliant thing when Kareem says that. She's listening to him, right? That's the takeaway number 2. What she says when Kareem says, oh my God, it's getting hot in here. She's like, yeah, it's getting hot. And Kareem's like, yeah, we're cooking. She's like, yeah, we are cooking and it is hot. And it's not in the kitchen, it's in the bedroom. It's so funny and it lands so hard because of point number 2. And point number 2, this is another brilliant thing that comedians use all of the time. You have to be listening. If your rant is really going to have power and the provocative thing that you're saying, if you want it to not get lost and not get lost in like, quite frankly, awkwardness and like, wow, you have a lot of very big feelings, okay? If you want to, instead of that kind of reaction, have the reaction where the thing that's provocative, that you said is actually welcomed and received and moves people towards taking the kind of action that you want, you need to be listening to your audience the entire time as you are delivering what it is that you say, right? This woman, she's listening to Kareem and she's listening to, is this landing with Kareem? Like, in which direction is he going? And when Kareem says, you're cooking, oh, it's getting hot in here, she goes in with him. And of course he does this because he's a comedian himself, right? So he's yes-anding her. But that's not necessarily what your audience will do. So you need to listen to what your audience is doing. And when you give something that's provocative, how they respond to it Those cues tell you what to offer them next. What do you cook next? So the next thing she says, she's like, yeah, this dude's like, this is my type. Like, oh yeah, this could be my sugar daddy. Which it makes the piece so funny. But remember, for you and for the work that you're doing, there's probably stakes. If we go back to that woman that I was consulting with earlier, who has a really powerful and provocative idea that she's putting in front of funders, if she gets the provocative parts right, she actually might change how funding happens. Like, that is such a game changer, right? Are they picking up what you're putting down? Are they cooking with you? And if that's the case, how do you say the thing that you say next that leads towards action in a way that lets them know, oh yeah, you hear me, you see me, you appreciate either the discomfort that I feel through the provocative thing that you're saying, or the way in which it's provocative, but it gets the people going. Provocation without listening is basically just noise. If you want people to come along with you, you actually have to pay attention and listen to what people are saying, what they're doing, and whether they are coming along with you or not. That is the difference between a rant that opens people up or a rant that makes people close ranks with you behind them, where they're like, she crazy, we bad, but girl bad. So back to my friend with the fire who said, oh, I'll just get up there and ramble like I always do. That is literally the recipe for having all of the heat, but nowhere to aim it. Your audience is like, oh my God, a lot has happened. They're overwhelmed. Don't do that to them. Instead, help direct them, help them understand, what do we do with this heat? Now it's your turn. What is your take? And what are the stakes of that take? I want you to write that sentence down. Got it? Start with that one particular take and understanding what the stakes are. How do you build the case from that one place? And you can go in so many different directions. Remember, this is the thing that comedians use all of the time. You can go in so many different directions, but it always has to come back to this one particular hot take. If you don't have a hot take, maybe you're not quite ready right now to get on that stage and to speak with conviction, because you're going to ramble, and nobody really appreciates a ramble, because like, what are we doing? What's the point? Then what? Like, a ramble, like I said, is just heat with nowhere to go. And that's kind of a dangerous thing. I don't want you to be dangerous and hurt yourself. I am Mahohodi, and this is Madam Speaker. Thank you so much for being here. If this video has been useful, please subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And let me know in comments. I would love to know your Subway hot takes. I love that show. If you're watching, let me know in comments. I'm also in it because, girl, we need to have a kiki party about Subway takes. If you don't know what I'm talking about, do yourself a favor, go look it up, and then let me know, what do you think about Subway takes? But I especially want to hear from you. What's your take? So what's your take?